Hi there, and welcome to the latest Chip Shop Chat, an interview series where I talk to entrants for this year's Chip Shop Awards about the work that they've created and put into the Chip Shop Awards, which are the creative awards with no rules, the only one in the world. So I'm going to speak to yet another entrant for this year, and I'm going to ask him to introduce himself.
Hi there, I'm Ian. I'm Design and Production Director at 1000Heads.
Hey Ian, thank you for joining me. Appreciate we're both at home right now for reasons the rest of the world will understand. And actually, your entry was very topical, but for another reason that made the headlines earlier this year. Could you talk to the audience about what the entry to the Chip Shop Awards is that you're going to talk about?
So I know that you said flagged that it was around the Lego Australia piece. We've actually entered, I think, 10 or 8 different pieces in 10 different categories. So we've got quite a few that we thought were really, really strong. This is sort of one of the, I guess, best composed ones. In terms of the category, we went for best use of bad taste because obviously the Australian wildfire is a very bad situation for Australia and the rest of the world, really. But and we want to kind of highlight it and juxtapose it against children's game of Lego, and it's just highlighting that Australia, an Australian set. So imagine it like an English set might be a London bus and Tower of London or something like that, but Australia version is going to be fire engines and burnt koalas and kangaroos that are running away from fire. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I actually thought, looking at it, I'm sure Lego probably wouldn't produce it, but I could see it being actually quite a useful tool as well, because when I looked at it, I thought, God, this actually really tells me how bad the situation it was, but also I could see this being something that people would go out and actually use to try and highlight just how bad the situation it was. Where did the idea come from?
Yeah, so I think, in terms of across all of our ideas, really, we last year when we entered Chip Shop Awards, we had a bit of we were a bit late to the game, I think, and we hadn't really prepped ourselves. But everybody really enjoyed the sessions. Whereas this year we were like, right, we're going to get ahead of the game here, and we've got a sort of 15, 20 people in our team. We all came together with lots of different ideas, has lots of sessions. Really good creative exploration as well. It's just like good fun to kind of let your mind go and produce the ads you've always wanted to produce. But I think looking at old awards or winners, they sort of come under like 3 categories. So there's the first, which is things that are just like nice or clever. Like, you look at the ad and you're like, that's the ad that should have been made. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. And then there's the second one, which is humor. It's got to be really funny. It's either got to be like belly laugh funny, or just you look at it and you're like, like that's treading a very fine line here into sort of dark comedy. And then the third really is just something that's like lovely. So you might get like a really good sort of charity angle, or just the composition of it looks really nice. And I think we quickly sort of identified that across the board. And then it was, when it came to sort of choosing our own ideas, it was like, how many of these does it tick? And I think you've got to have at least 2 to kind of cover off, to be nominated, or even like win to, well, not just win it, to even be nominated. So I think with the Lego one, we obviously took Australian wildfire as a subject, and we did a few more entries around it as well. But this one, I guess it was just, I don't know, it's a kind of a silly thing. And as you said, it could be used in a way that's like highlighting, like people buy it for charity purposes.
It could be educational, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And I think we did that with a couple of other posts as well. But this one was just a really nice composition, as well as sort of, that's nice factor. So we think it kind of hit a lot of the marks.
Did you use real Lego? I mean, was it a composition of Lego?
No, that was entirely photoshopped. It was entirely photoshopped. Yeah. So we used a couple of sort of existing sets and put them together, and then it's one of it.
So you've entered it into best use of bad taste. What do you think about when it comes to advertising and bad taste? How can it be effective?
Oh, good question. I mean, I love it in terms of a sort of shock value. Obviously, there's that initial bit which is like, whoa, 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 what's going on here? You know, you imagine people immediately getting potentially on their high horse, but I think I think it can be used effectively if it's sort of highlights a cause in a right way. So you might do it to show like this is the worst angle of something, and then actually you're turning it to be like this is how we're using it effective. Like this is how we're combating this or doing it that way.
And in terms of the Chip Shop Awards themselves, then you said you entered last year, and I love the amount of thought and strategic thought that you guys have put into your entries. What about the Chip Shop Awards makes you come back, and why do you think it's an important awards for the industry?
Yeah, I mean, various people over the years in the business have won it. I think we've won it twice before, and we've just got a new person on our team who actually won one last year. So we were like, this is great. We've got somebody who's in the know. But honestly, it's just it's a really good creative session to have, and it lets everyone just flex their muscles a bit, where sometimes you get blocked into quite a regimented format of building and creating. So I think it's well recognized in our industry as I made the ad that should have been made, and yeah, I really like it. I would definitely come back again and again, even just on a personal level, not just a business one.
Well, good luck with
yes,
nominations. The nominations will be announced at the end of the month. Good luck with this. Good luck with the other entries as well. I hope to see your name on the sheet. And
great.
Thank you for joining me. And also thank you to our viewers as always for joining us. There'll be more of this series of interviews covering more of the entries in the next few days. Thank you very much.
Cheers.